Welcome, everyone. We are with now Yusuf Berkan Altun, and we are very excited to have you here. So, would you like to talk about yourself a bit? First of all,
Yes,
and
sure.
welcome.
Thank you. Actually, I want to take a second and appreciate the invitation for the conference. It's great. There've been crazy people, like crazy content, and I really appreciate your efforts and your team's effort. And I also appreciate the invite. So, coming to me, I was born in Zurich, Switzerland. My origin is Turkish, and I studied IT system engineering. After my graduation, I established my own startup when I was 20. I sold it when I was 21. With that capital of my exit, I went to Silicon Valley to get some education at the Draper University about angel investing and entrepreneurship. So I started to invest in different startups in the US. I came back to Switzerland. I was invited to the World Economic Forum in Davos. And there I met a lot of traditional investors who wanted to invest in technology startups. So I established my own consulting company, Fussy Labs and Partners, back then, with only service investment consulting. So all those investments we did to US and actually global, also in Europe, all those partners and startups, they came back to me, hey, can you help us with marketing? Hey, can you help us with legal infrastructure? Hey, can you help us with more fundraising? So I established a team of 4 people in Switzerland, and all the 4 people, I hired 4.5, 5 years ago, are still the same. We still have the same team, and
That's great.
these 3 focuses are for Fusi Labs, and then I moved to Dubai for a while and did my consulting stuff there. And I did understand that the Arab mentality is not actually the same as in Europe. So I went back to Switzerland, and then I had this idea, Tech District, to establish an outsourcing software development company back in Turkey with a co-working space. So I came back to Turkey in 2019, established Tech District, and we had dimension growth in 1.5 year, and in after 1.5 year I did my second exit with Tech District. And then the pandemic happened, obviously. I couldn't leave Turkey. I couldn't go back to Switzerland. And but I still invested in some startups. And one of my startups, they did get valuated for 388 million in the US. And through that, I was invited to the Forbes Technology Council
Yes.
in May 2020. And end of 2020, I was awarded with Under 30 award from the Forbes. And since then, I'm actually in Turkey, just looking for different projects. And most probably, I will establish my third startup in 4 or 5 months, which will be a fintech company. That's
That's
actually
news.
here. It's the first announcement here at the TechStars event. So I'm also
Well,
very
yes.
excited about this. And coming to IoT and computers, I was seeing that IoT is growing crazy, and especially in Europe. So I had some different partners like Miromiko and others in Switzerland. We've been doing some projects in IoT business. We did some researches, and then we actually established the first non-profit organization, Iot Business Hub, in Zurich, which is a global IoT business hub. So what we do there is we actually connect IoT, different IoT providers and companies with each other to grow the sector, to grow the industry. And the only way to grow is actually to work with each other. You can't have any growth with working alone. So you have to share your success, share your stories, share your research to have a growth in the industry. And IoT looks like it will be a huge industry, and it will disrupt many, many, many sectors in the next 5 to 10 years. So I'm here to talk about some IoT stuff and give some insights from the sector.
So yes, because you said that there will be so IoT will maybe save our lives in maybe 5 or 10 years, but do you think that, I think it's kind of started. Do you
Yeah,
agree?
yeah, sure. I mean, if you see the automotive manufacturers like Tesla,
Yeah.
and what kind of market cap they have in the US, like if you can actually take the top 10 auto manufacturers like BMW, Mercedes,
Yeah.
and all those companies are equal to one company, Tesla. Why? Because people trust in smart automotive, right?
Yeah.
People trust in the technology.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really do. This is only like why I touched this topic is saving lives, because we I mean a lot of people die from the car accidents, right? And the
Yeah.
smart automobiles, they will save a lot of lives. Not only this, like coming with smart automobiles is also smart cameras and all the AI behind the robots. This is all, it's the main core is actually IoT, but it's connected to
Different
different
perspectives.
industries like AI and so on. So yeah, I really think it will be a disruptive industry.
So maybe an introduction or a starting question, but
Yeah,
when we look into the word Internet of Things, so we know that for maybe it's not more than 20 years that the internet came into our lives, and maybe 10 years into our homes. So what kind of a development do you see in the chronology, let's say? So we know that the internet and all the technology is growing so fast and in a maybe logarithmic way, but where do you see today? And maybe you can mention about this growing speed for tomorrow too.
yeah, sure. I mean, look, there's always leaks with coming growth, right? And if you just check like smart homes like Google Homes or Amazon, I mean, this is already growing dimensionally. Like
Yeah,
I'm sitting at home. I'm coming at home, and I can just say, "Hey, Google, just order pizza for me from Domino's," and it's happening like this.
yeah,
But but what happens behind of all of those technologies are it brings a lot of leak, right? Because the thing is, those things are listening in your home. So there are also
yeah.
leaks. It can be hacks. It can be DDoS attacks. So there are also actually huge problems, which
Privacy.
yes, privacy problems, which it brings with that technology too. So all this stuff has to be developed, and I also see Turkey, one of the most growing countries for software development, and why Turkey is interested is obviously because we are in a geographically
Yeah,
great position. First of all, second of all, we have. I think we are the top three on the top three of youngsters in Europe. And
yeah,
the second topic, and the third topic is our economic is not going well, right? And
yeah,
you can hire a lot of cheap, good developers. So I think, yeah, the development will take time, but obviously, if we, I think we will need around 4 to 6 years until everything is really secure and it's developed to yeah, going towards the goals. And I already see many organizations and cities and societies have embraced this digital transformation. And with the advancement of technology, our world has embraced living with more IoT devices than humans. So the IoT has redefined the changes in business operation, health and safety,
yeah,
mechanization and industrial performance, human and environmental issues. So the new
yeah,
era of computing, information, and communication technology have seamless interaction between humans, nature, and physical objects. And Coming to that, actually, big data is propagated and processed for decision making. So not only IoT, like I told you before, IoT is touching a lot of industries, and obviously one of them is also big data. And yeah, I think the IoT has shared models of sensing data. It can integrate actions suitable for any device according to the needs of the applications at the same time. And if you see today, smart objects play a wider role in IoT vision as their utilities are revolutionized and embedded with communication and information technology. Yeah,
Well,
and
yeah.
this also includes medical devices, webcams, electric meters, printers, street lights, wearable technologies, that those smart gadgets that we use when we go for gym, or traffic controls, smart speaker devices, household appliances, and smart TVs, and so on.
So can we say that? Well, before I ask my question, your prediction about maybe the technology will be more developed in 4 or 6 years, I believe it's a really motivating prediction, because from one sector, one perspective, now the Apple is also, and also Google is doing some new updates and adjustments to secure people's privacy, because so the data is becoming more and more important. So I know that you can use another half hour to talk about the importance of data, which is really important. So you think that you mentioned that there are some countries or societies that can integrate and adapt to the digital transformation. So can you give one place or one example that maybe we can look into those sectors and those ecosystems?
Sure. I mean, I can also give you some examples as a company. So obviously, IoT, not only IoT technology, has two countries with the most exponential growth, right? And one of them is US, and the second of them is China. Obviously, Israel is also coming a lot with AI, but for giving an example, Honeywell from the US is focusing on industrial IoT to connect people, processes, and optimize business results, which is very important to get out the KPI for the management, right? And Skybell, for example, offers a smart video doorbell that allows you to see, hear, and speak to visitors with your phone. So without you being at home.
Yeah.
And June, for example, is a company that provides intelligent convection ovens. That's also very important for cooking and also for safety, home safety. And it identifies when you are cooking and helps you to track the cooking process from your mobile phone. I mean, this is like amazing.
Like a Love That Robots episode.
Yeah, exactly.
It's movies. Yeah,
exactly. I mean, there was a show series on Netflix, right? I don't remember the name, but there was an episode with people who are at home, who are not at home, and they just check from the phone what is missing in the kitchen.
Yeah,
they get a report and they just order it, and that was amazing. I really want to go to that time.
Yes.
And see what amazing stuff we as humans actually developed, right? And also, like, Eight is a company that combines your sleep with your data, and you get a report how you sleep. That's also very important. I mean, in the next 5 to 8 years, obviously entrepreneurship is also growing, and more people are interested to work lot more with their own business, and sleep is one of the key things for working, not only for entrepreneurship, also for engineers, for doctors, and for developers, right? So I think it is crystal clear that IoT is an indispensable driver for data-driven optimization. So digital transformation, customer-facing innovation, and business models all across all the sectors. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. My next question was kind of the thing that I was curious about was the maybe you can talk about the relation, like the obvious relation between the digital transformation and the IoT. But actually, you kind of mentioned, if you want to add something more, or
I mean, digital transformation, obviously, IoT is moving to an integrated economy of technology, right? So I think we mentioned a lot of stuff, and yeah, I think there's actually three stuff of digital transformation, right? I think there's a strategy, and there should be a design and engineering. And if you compare all of this stuff, the digital transformation is happening, and
yeah.
all these three key towards the digital transformation are very important. And yeah, that's the most important thing that I can say for digital transformation.
Well, yeah, the things that you mentioned is really important. Actually, it's kind of a really extensive brief and an extensive introduction for the whole importance and maybe the applications of IoT. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying the chat right now, the session actually. So, well, that's great. So our previous one of our previous speakers, Oğuz Silahtar, he was the co-founder of Tarentum AI, and he mentioned that artificial intelligence will kind of save us time and energy to be more productive in the productivity required tasks.
Yeah, obviously with the smart gadgets. Yeah, I totally agree. And not only that, like A-glass solutions, chest bands, leg socks, and also some healthcare monitoring. These are all the stuff that we will implement in our lives. Even though it's here right now, but not many people are using it. But in the future, that will be I think this implementation will take time, and people will use that. And obviously, AI will help to save time, lives, and it will be secure. And
Yeah.
not only saving stuff, there is also smart energy, which will help us to live cleaner.
Yeah.
And smart energy and resource management actually has helped reshape the academic point of view as well. With the growing population, coupled with high demand for technology, urban regions are becoming
Yeah.
advanced smart cities. I mean, you can see that also in small cities like in Turkey. A lot of
Yeah.
things are getting smarter and smarter, and there is a technological change in the overall infrastructure, communication, and market feasibility, and sustainable real estate. So every resident is getting customized to the information technology as a principal infrastructure. And these infrastructures adopt ICT solutions that respond to many national government public affairs. And yeah, with the government embracing this smart evolution, our environment becomes embedded with smart utilities, smart mobility, smart buildings, smart
Yeah.
service, and smart farming, which is also very important. And I see currently that the Turkish that the Istanbul municipality is investing
Mm-hmm.
a lot of budget for
Yeah.
smart farming, and
Yeah.
from the evolution of mobile, a lot of applications are embedded and connected to the internet, and we also need the internet infrastructure. So that's why we also have Starlink, and people like Elon Musk is they are just helping with, maybe, he just want to make internet faster, but making internet faster will adopt so many technologies behind it.
Yeah.
And I think with the aid of data analytics, devices share meaningful information and communicate signals to the internet. So industrialization is not out in this advancement. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. When we put smart before the word, as I
It gets
understand,
sexy.
sorry.
It gets sexy. So smart tech,
Yeah.
let's sell it.
Yeah, obviously, but the sexy part of the object is that it's kind of related with IoT, and yeah, can we directly say that? So when something gets smart, then there is an kind of maybe IoT behind it.
Yeah, I mean, there is definitely something to connect on IoT, but for example, not every smart things are obviously related to IoT, but it helps to implement or integrate IoT. For example,
Okay.
like if we have our mobile phone, it's a smart gadget, obviously, but not all the mobile apps we have in our iPhone or Samsung is not smart, right?
Yeah.
But overall, it's a smart gadget. What we have, it's connected to the internet and so on. So I think so. Apps, for example, my phone is cool and sexy, but the apps inside of it are sexier. It
Yeah.
makes it sexier. So that's what I want to say. And I really believe like not only giving a chance to the smart gadgets, also like for example, if I have an app in my mobile phone, I will have
Mhm.
it in my Tesla, and they are also connected. So it's a that's what I want to actually to connect to explain. So I have a mobile app, and it's a smart gadget, but the app behind it is connected to other devices, and it
Yeah.
gets smarter and smarter.
Well, yes, actually, cloud is saving lives actually from because so we know that the storage capacity of our phones are increasing, but at the same time, people are maybe so internet connected services are more preferable maybe from time to time. Do you agree?
Yeah, I agree definitely because the habit of humans to control something which they don't have access right now. For example, if I'm not home, but I can check who's in my home or what is going on with my kitchen, my
Yeah,
TV, or the lights. Even I have smart lights in my home, right? And
yeah,
I think it's a habit to control. People are really going crazy with that. Like they want to have a control over everything, and all the smart gadgets allows us to develop those habits. So
yeah,
I mean, I'm not, I don't understand a lot of from psychology, but I really can see that is also changing our habits and our selfish developments and personal developments.
yeah.
And I think we should not underestimate that.
Exactly, exactly. So, uh, one day before this event starts, we were using cloud storage, we were using Google Drive, and the whole Excel sheet just collapsed, and
Oh,
it wasn't our fault. And we went crazy. You should have seen us. And I was like, okay, I am
I
not
can
good at,
imagine.
yeah, I'm not good with technologies and all the devices. That's why I am trusting the cloud. So why did this happen? So when you know that you can control it from wherever you are that is internet connected, so this is a serious, I mean, from my perspective, it's not like saving lives, but not literal meaning, but symbolically, yeah, it does save my life. And once you get used to this, you cannot give
It's an
up.
habit.
Yes.
Exactly, it's an habit. And coming to habits, actually, I want to connect the topic to gaming and where IoT is also helping or supporting the gaming industry. Because I'm also a gamer, right? Since
Yeah.
I've been like 12, I'm also gaming a lot of games, and so I think the Internet of Things has further revolutionized the gaming industry with massive advancement in tracking players' data, examine their satisfaction, and preserve the player's privacy. And this is also important, coming back to our privacy topic, right?
Yeah.
And I think manufacturing industries have shifted from physical flows to a chain of automatically linked material information. And during the production, material, like not only material, the gadgets, also computers, actually irregularities during the processing follow adjustments with precision and accuracy. So I think there are many IoT deployments across business sectors and also investments. I'm also investing to a few IoT startups. I didn't invest until now, but I'm looking forward to invest in a few. So yeah, I think especially where I focus on my investment will be RFID, because the gradually of the use of RFID has conceptualized tagging, tracking, and analyzing big data, like the Apple tag. I think it's called Apple tag, and I think this is a huge. It will be a huge business in the future. So it has promoted the immersive of business experience, and I think network who collects data analytics and bridging them to the human and digital spheres has been an all important aspect right now. And we need intelligent networking technologies with the capacity of action, intelligence, and analysis of data to solve challenges with a competitive benefit for our lives. And with this, I think that IoT enables us to bring together companies, academics, startups, and partners, and organizations like NextGen. And I think this is great, and this is what everything is all about. And yeah, I think there is an improved connection in combining the right technologies to generate accurate results with a secure and cost-effective process. And my passion as an IT person has driven me to apply those technical expertise to manage those exposure. And our business ecosystem meets business opportunities, and with any rapidly changing market requirements and increases business development productivity through work efficiency. That's why we also established IoT Business Hub. IoT is a focus for us in saving overall business costs, asset utilization, and preventive maintenance. As an entrepreneur who values teamwork, and I've been a part of the IoT business since the beginning, and I was responsible for connecting the dots within the IoT ecosystem. And I think we never should stop learning, and we must be up to date the latest trend of technological advancements. And we intercept IoT processes in project management for best practices in dynamic planning and revolutionize the project execution. As a company, I think buying patterns and purchase pattern influencers, ideal markets for products are now available at ease. So I think it's the best time to jump to the IoT industry sector if you're really interested to technologies in this field. And I think there is also a improved collaboration with experts to interpret data on product development, and it gives a quality design specifications that will be competitive in the market.
Well, your sentences are includes most of my questions answered. So it was, as I mentioned, it was so extensive, but at the same time it was so brief chat to talk with you about that kind of technical stuff, especially when it comes to IoT. There are a lot of kind of technical details in it, but as you said at the beginning of your so you said that people are asking for some advices about the marketing and etc. So since you know the marketing side, and you have running your own business, you know how to
That's
yes,
exactly.
exactly.
So I think for an entrepreneur, the most important thing is two things: discipline and efficiency. If you don't have discipline, you will not be able to work at 8 a.m. in the morning or at 5 a.m. in the morning
Yeah.
and wake up for the important business meetings, right? So I was mentoring a lot of companies, entrepreneurs, and organizations. So what I saw, it's not always the lack of intelligence or lack of the skills. It's
Yeah.
mostly the discipline. So you have to be humble. That's the most important thing in the entrepreneurship. If you are not humble, I mean, look, entrepreneurship is cool, but it's not easy. I don't recommend to those people who want to go as a developer, doctor,
Mhm.
engineer, and similar businesses. I think we need all kind of people.
Yeah.
Imagine if we only had entrepreneurs, and I
Whoa.
think I think we are living in a great time. So what I mean with great time is I think we will have the next 10 to 15 years to bring up ideas and establish them, scale them, and make a multi-billion business out of it, right?
Yeah.
And I think this will remain for the next 10 to 15 years.
Yeah,
Then
at
we
least.
will have AI enough to develop anything you want. So then you
Yeah.
will you will have to develop something that will change everything and develop this thing better than computer and coming to computers, not the computers that are using 0 and 1 right now. There will be quantum computers in the next
Yeah.
10 years
Yeah.
and try to compete with that. If you take an example, cryptocurrencies are right now encrypted with cryptography,
Yeah.
right? And why do people see cryptocurrencies as a secure investment? Is because you can't get hacked.
Yeah.
You have it in your hands. You don't. Doesn't belong to any bank, right?
Yeah.
Well, the problem is when quantum computing will be developed as it's predicted, we
Yeah.
will have a lot of problems with the cryptography because all these encrypted cryptographies will be
Can be
uh,
sold.
could be could be solved with the quantum computing in minutes. So
Yeah.
I think if you guys want to be an entrepreneur, just hurry,
Yeah.
get a good idea. And I really want to give some hints also for some entrepreneurs. And I
Yes,
think
this is what.
best, the
Yeah.
best, look, the best advice that I've seen, heard so far is from Shahin Boydash. He's an entrepreneur from the US. His origin is also Turkish, and I've been following him also and his content. So what he says is if you check the market in Turkey right now and the biggest technology companies like Getir, Trendyol, Yemek Sepeti,
Yeah.
and all of these companies are actually a copycat of Silicon Valley startups, right? So what you have to do is just do a research every day. Wake up at 8
Yeah.
a.m. Do a research what new projects are coming up in Silicon Valley or Austin, Texas, which will be the new Silicon Valley in the next years, and check what kind of projects are being developed there. And here, that is really funny what he's saying. Copy the project and don't even change the color. If you change the, if you take time to change the color, you
Someone
are
else is gonna do.
yeah yeah. So the thing is, if you spend time to change the color or the logo, I mean, logo you obviously have to do it, but the brief, the saying is actually different. He's saying, don't mess with basic stuff. Just get the project, scale it, adapt it to the market, and do it.
Yeah.
and you don't have even change the colors because that will waste your time. Because the thing is, if you copy that project and your project will be a, let's say, 100 million evaluated project in 2 years, I mean, with 100 million valuation, you will be able to pay this patent or anything which will come from the US. And believe me, they will not care from the US what you do in Turkey. Maybe they care, but it will not be a big problem for you. So I think this is one of the stuff. Instead of finding new ideas, just develop the current ideas, make them better, easier, cheaper, and bring it to the market with the right team. And for a lot of entrepreneurs also think, I have to hire this, I have to hire that. Believe me, the best startups in the US, they've been established, and not with, I mean, obviously you have to pay a salary, but you pay them something in equity. You tell them, hey, look, this is the project. If you really believe it, just join, and we will give an equity if we have success in this term. This is the first thing. And
find the people who believe in your idea and believe in the plan.
Exactly. And actually, if you change your perspective and look from another perspective, is from the engineering side. I mean, if I'm a system engineer, right? I studied IT, but if I established my own startup, I sold it. But if I would be an IT system engineer as an employee, I would definitely join a startup, because I know, if I join IBM, for example, or Microsoft, I will have a bad salary. I will have to do a career. But if I join the next Facebook, I may have a greater chance to speed up my knowledge, my experience, and my career. So,
exactly.
So this is from the another perspective. If people want to join some startups, just check the startup, and if you really believe in those ideas, if you believe in the founders, and which is very important, co-founders and founders. I know a lot of startups, they fail because the co-founders can't get along with each other.
Oh, yeah. Actually, we hear that a lot.
Exactly. So I think just believe in the co-founders and go on. It's the time. If you don't do it now, someone else will do it, and they will have a huger success than you do. And
So if we conclude all the things that we told, so IoT is something that you need to maybe raise your ears before it's too late. So it'll be everywhere, and now even we don't see it, it's already everywhere, and it will be more visible. And at the same time, from when I kind of conclude your the experiences that you shared with us. So first of all, just don't try to wait until you find something new or something fits the best. Just start. Just someone else's opinion. What has been thought about that situation? What's been done in a place where the best knows the best, and try to do it with a team who believes in you, right?
Exactly. I mean, look, one percentage every day is 365% a year. So even if you spend 1 minute of your day for something you believe or you want to include to your life, that's very important. And the IoT sector is gaining momentum with every second, and with a computing environment with the big circulation of data and information. So actually, in the words of Brandon O'Brien, he says, if you think that the internet has changed your life, think again. The Internet of Things is about to change it all over again. So this is actually, definitely.
I got you.
definitely for IoT, but this is for all entrepreneurship. If you believe in one industry, believe me, every industry will be disrupted in the next 5 to 10 years in the technology industry. So just go for it. Don't hesitate. Do your research, and never think like, hey, I don't know this. I think I can't do this. I mean, there are free courses on YouTube. Just get educated, get some knowledge. You have to start somewhere. If you don't start somewhere, it will never grow. So it's like everything in your life. It's like a family. It's like a tree. You have to take care of it, and you have to learn every day, and that will grow in a time. Entrepreneurship is not being made from one day to another, and all the entrepreneurs that had a success overnight, they will mostly fail. And actually, what I've learned in my entrepreneurship experience is not to do not to do the right thing. I know what I should not do. I mean, I learned what the mistakes are, and I learn it every day from the youngsters and from my elders. I don't, I, The most important thing is, so I'm a millennial, but Z generation is the reality of this world, right? And I'm really open to, understand their ideology, their perspective. And without doing that, without doing empathy, we will never be able to have a growth. And this is the most valuable advice that I can give to not only entrepreneurs, to all humans, actually.
Yeah. Well, it's been great, really. It's great that you offered to do the session, and we felt so bad that we may not see each other and do the session. But thank you again for saving your time and deciding to spend it with us. And it's been great.
I mean, I should thank you, and not me, all the people that are watching this session or have watched the other episodes and all speakers. I would actually to applaud you and your team for this, because you spent the most time for organizing this, and like independently and for free, right? And I mean, we've been talking with you and your team for hours within the day and on the weekends. So I really appreciate the invite and the efforts you guys have made so far, and I'm looking forward to a physical event. And
exactly, yes,
which will be amazing and more valuable for everyone.
Well, yes, actually, before we close up, we had an internet connection at the final session, so I couldn't wrap up the whole opinions of mine. So there are 3 things that I am proud about doing this event. So I think that you're gonna like them too.
Okay.
So the first one is we made an event with Techstars, that is a global platform. And this event was aiming to those structure of Techstars Startup Week events is to develop and feed the local ecosystem. And we made a global event, and most of our speakers were coming from our own ecosystem. So we showed that we have an ability to kind of create and organize a global event with our own community. And I believe that the participants at the same time, and also our speakers and our ecosystem, needed to know that. So, okay, we're fine right now. Just chill out, maybe. And
we are here. We are here.
Yeah, get used to this. We're gonna do a lot of events so we don't speak with each other in our mother language, which is especially it's kind of people find it at the first time like, why would I talk English? But first of all, we are using the international language, and second of all, for example, if a Dutch person speaks to another Dutch person in English in an event, they wouldn't bother with that.
Exactly.
So we take a big and good step in those circumstances, in those pandemic, to got used to the standards of European and maybe the America's, United States's event structure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I am proud of those aspects. Yeah, and thank you.
Thank you. So adoption is not easily come, but when it's here and people will adopt them, I think quickly, it will be much easier for you guys to host those events. But even now, like, it was great, and all those games and all these contests for people giving some giveaways, that was great. And I'm looking forward for more, and appreciate your time.
Thank you so much again for being part of this. And with that, actually, we met in this event, for this event, and I'm really happy to meet you again. So let's say cheers to the next events and next organizations, and take care, let's say.
You too. Thanks everybody for watching, and I hope to hear from everybody soon.
Yeah, the videos will be uploaded, and we're gonna share it with you too, and maybe we can reach more people, and they can find your speech at YouTube whenever they want, wherever they are.
Great. Thank you so much, and see you soon again.
Goodbye. Take care.